All right, we're going to finish up these cabinets on this 67 Westy. Going to have the interior put in. I got these from Orange County Westy, OC Westy. They do an absolutely fantastic job of putting these together. These come unfinished. This is actually Formica that's on here. God, he puts it on a real thin board. I mean, he just does an amazing. Look at these little finished nails on there. Just looks so nice. He just does an amazing job. So you guys are going to see some of the most amazing interior. You can buy these interiors and buy it just the way that I'm doing it. So you watch this video and you'll see how nice you can get your interior. Right now this has been just the storage bus for some of the bug parts. So I'm going to go ahead and what I did is I just used lacquer on those that are in here. So they kind of have that orangey looky from yellowed out. And then I've got some floor in here. So anyway, I'll show you a little bit of the process as I go. They are also going to be making these in a flat section with that you just screw together, almost like an IKEA type of thing. But I'll tell you, the quality is just amazing. These guys really spend some time on this wood. This has the seat bottoms and basically the headbanger cabinet. The only thing I have to pick up is the headliner, which I'm going to get tomorrow. I need a bigger vehicle. I just couldn't fit it in here. So all I'm going to do is, I've got this spray can lacquer. I'm just going to dust all the raw wood. You know, you can not do this if you don't want to. The reason I do that is if I spill something in here. So I'll just do it from this side. If I spill something in here, then I want it to, or if it gets wet or anything like that, I want it to have some sort of waterproofness to it. So this lacquer, that's cool about that is it dries really fast and the overspray really doesn't stick to the Formica if I don't spray it on it. So I'm just kind of spraying away. So I'm just going to go through here and put a couple coats on here. 2 thin coats is fine. It's just inside here to protect this. So like I said, this part comes unfinished. You know, this is finished. This is Formica. So you can see that's got a Formica on it. And he puts these little edges on here like the original. I mean, it's just really cool looking. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that out. I'll bring you guys back in. So you can check the link in the description to see and email them price. You know, prices change all the time with the price of wood right now. I mean, for just a few $1,000s more than what the wood costs, I get these guys and they do the whole thing. And look, nothing's straight. They have patterns on all this stuff, and that's why it comes out so nice. Nothing is cut, well, they rough cut everything with a saw, and then they do everything with a router. So you get a really clean edge on everything, and look how perfect. It's just so really nice job they'd make. Just this handwork is just amazing. You look here, he's got everything pre-drilled, so I can just put it on. Yeah, this is so much nicer than my own work. That's why I was just like, you know what, I'm not a very good wood guy. These guys really do an amazing job. But again, remember, this stuff right here is raw, so just giving it a little coat or something. And I'm just trying to blow off the edge so that I don't have to worry about masking it. And it's lacquer and it's clear anyway, but the hinges I'm not really worried about. Get a little bit on those so I can hurt them. These are not the greatest spray cans. This is Krylon lacquer. It's alright. It's really thin. It's best if you get like Valspar or something like that. But like I said, this will do. This is underneath this thing here. So some of the hardware I got to make, but most of it they give me. We'll just spray it all out. And it's getting low. I have to put it upright. hold it upright, and need 2 hands for that, so bring it back in. All right, when I was moving this thing out of here, the carburetor flooded over. No, it wasn't the fuel filter, and any of that stuff never is. It was the carburetor flooded over, and got some fuel vapor going on, because it was the carburetor had been sitting for a while, and the jets got plugged or whatever. So I got to take it off and clean it out, but it caught fire and kind of jacked up some stuff up here, but it's not that bad. I tried to clean it off already. I didn't show you guys beforehand, but yeah, it wiped out the rotor. I don't know what happened there. And then the wires are all cooked, because it just like was a little fire right here from the carburetor flowing over. So anyway, now I got that problem now to fix. Hopefully I don't have to repaint anything. Maybe I will up here. It's pretty bad up there. Tried cleaning it out. I'm gonna have to reach all the way up in there and clean everything out of here. It's really a pain. So you got that to deal with. I gotta change this belt. This belt's wasted. I already knew that. So anyway, putting the cabinets in for now. But you know, my metal work was a little off right here. If you guys didn't know, that wouldn't watch this build, of course I got it a little off. So I'm going to take some tape and do like that there, and then yeah, that'll be about right, because again I got stacked metal right here, so I knew that wasn't going to fit. If you look at the quality of the plywood and stuff they use, this is finished grade plywood. This isn't like just regular plywood. You know, everything's finished grade. Every piece, even the inside, is finished grade, because it's better quality. So you pay a little more with these guys here, but man, I mean, look, this is a veneer or a Formica. They put it all on there. They put all this stuff on the hinges. I mean, it's a lot of work to build these the way that they do, and a lot of materials. So that, like these, like I was talking to him and he goes, "Hey man, I'm going to use alder." I go, "Yeah, that's fine, because I know that it's only on the inside of here, and I've got birch on everything else, but you know, it's not that much different." And he goes, "The regular birch is $200 a sheet." No, we're not going there. Give me the cheaper one, but it's still good quality. So anyway, I'm going to use on this, I'm going to use my cutoff, well, not my cutoff wheel, but my flap disc on that, because that's all I have. I don't really have a lot of woodworking tools. And so I do have an electric planer, but I think I'm just going to use the flap disc. It'll probably work fine. So like I was talking to them and they said, well, everything's made a little bit too big, because you can make it smaller, but you can't make it bigger. So yeah, everything's going to have to be just massaged a little bit and put in place. All right, so I got this kind of just roughed in there where it's going to go. I'm not trying to get it like all the way in perfect until I get kind of everything in. Then I'll start drilling and moving, and maybe I'll have to do some more cutting. I may have to cut the back side of that a little bit to make it fit right. I'm not sure. Again, the reason I had the guys make the cabinets, I had no patterns. I did that last time and it was a lot more work. So yeah, that saves me several days, and I don't have all the saws and stuff like that to do this stuff. So this floor was supposed to be made in 3/8. When I talked to them, they said no, it should be 3/8, but I've already made it in 3/4. So I'm going to try and make it work. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work out, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then I'm just going to set everything in here. The reason I'm doing this kind of bass backwards is I really need to do the headliner first, but I just don't have enough space to do all this stuff. So I'm just kind of roughing in stuff, getting it put in place, and then, you know, going that direction. I was not ready for this right now, so that's why I wasn't going to start on that, because I knew this was coming, but I did anyway, and that's really in the problem. That's a problem in the way right now. Right, well, we got to put this up there still, so I'm just going to take this stuff and just make off a little piece. I guess I should make it, yeah, that'll go all the way. I guess I'll just go to right here. Cut that out. Alright, I piloted these things already. Let's see. I just did this. Let's get that up there. Hopefully I can do this. I'll have to get in the way here. I have to jump up in here. Oh man. Not a very good angle. Good for a lefty though. I'm gonna have to get up in here. I'll put this in there and bring you guys back in. Alright, now I get this thing in here now. Oh, it's trying. It's getting tricky here. Put a couple screws in over there. And I'll bring you back in. Gotta get up in here still. Alright, so that should look pretty good once I get all the finishing washers. I'm out of them. Gotta go to Home Depot. So I got these in. Of course, I don't have the patience for pre-drilling and all that, so the drill walked a couple times and popped some holes and stuff, but that's fine. I'm happy with that. So anyway, I just, like I said, I don't have patience for wood. So anyway, we're getting this thing in. I got the back panels in. These are really hard to get in. You just put the front in first and then kind of walk it behind the hinge. Keep it up behind the hinge. Keep it, try and get it on there straight in the front, and hopefully you did your cuts right and the bottom lines up. This one not so much. It kind of goes down. Yeah, like I said, I don't really care. Just trying to get it in here. Then there was some old rust that I actually treated before, but I didn't get any paint on it, so I went ahead and shot that with that good primer, the Rust-Oleum heavy rusted metal primer. That just stops it. So if there was anything remaining or anything, like, you know, if it needed protection to go over the other stuff, it'd be fine. If it got wet now, it'd be okay. Probably won't. That's why I coated both sides of all the panels. Everything, even this parts you don't see, I coated that with, at least with a coat of lacquer, so that if there's any moisture in here for some reason, it is going to get washed and stuff. So if any moisture gets in there, then that stuff doesn't start to rot the wood. That's usually what happened on these. So up in here, I need to put in, I'm going to put in some, I'm going to rip some plywood and put it up in there. Go along here. You'll see that a little bit later, and then I'll have this whole thing covered with solid foam, so that when I put the headliners in, they just pop up in there, and almost don't even need any nails or anything to hold them in place. But yeah, that's about how you do this. I was talking to the guys over there, that's how they do it, and I was wondering how they do it, because I was like, man, how do you get those things to go in and look, you know, like really nice? But that's how you do it. So, well, actually, there's going to be screws that are going to be right here that hold the pieces of wood in place, that are ripped at like a 30-degree angle or something like that. Match the angle of this right here, and you just put in one side, put in the other side, and then push it up in place. So it should go right in. We'll see how that goes. Probably have to take a hammer in a block of wood and push it forward, stuff like that. And then when I get done, I think I'll put some of this aluminum strip over the seams. I'm not sure. We will see how that goes. All right, just for sake of, because this is in the way, and I don't really have a place to put it, I'm gonna see if I can put this thing on. And I think what I need to do first is take this door panel off and see where the supports are. Maybe I'll mark them with a piece of tape on the side. Again, a 1/4-inch tape. I'll just put a little mark on the side of where it goes, where they are. Let's do that. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. See if it works. I don't know. I really don't know how this is held on because these things line up right with every one of these shelves. So you could actually put an L bracket behind here and then have it kind of tuck underneath and then kind of reach your hand in here and screw it in on each one of these lines. Yeah. Or what I'm going to do is, this isn't really the strongest piece because you can see that this is glued and nailed. And they do glue everything, but Ed's not going to like me showing you this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in there. Well, if I get a longer one, right? I'll just drill a hole through there and put a longer screw in there. And then that way I can put it up and then get it straight because I want it in the middle to do that. And then I could even take another one or two out and do the same thing on a couple places there and screw it. It'll screw right to here. And then what I'm thinking, I think what I'm gonna do, you guys can do whatever you want because it depends on how much weight you're gonna put in here. I mean, if I'm not gonna, I don't know if I'm ever gonna even use it, but what I might do then is I've got some of this aluminum left, and I'll just take a piece of this and put it underneath on the bottom of the cabinet, on the very bottom. Okay, right there. And then that will line up with the support on the very bottom. Does it really need anything in the middle? I don't know. I don't think so. Because if the weight's all on the bottom, right, then it should be strong. And the only thing you can do is pull away, which is from the top, so that it won't carry the weight downward, which is the worry because this is a seam here. You know, it won't carry it downward. It's going to carry it outward, which is still, I mean, again, that's a seam, so yeah. Probably not the best way to mount it. But if you're going to put something heavy in there, you probably ought to put like L brackets here, and here, here, and here, and then reach in there and put screws in. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I'm just going to do it this way and then let you guys decide for yourselves how to do yours. Alright, take a look at that. I'll show you how I did it real quick. You see I put a long screw here, one in the middle, one over there, but I used the one in the middle to get it right straight. So I just put one in first, just held it up there. Made sure this handle wasn't going to interfere. Okay. Shut the door and made sure that this was going to clear. Because remember, I got 3/4 inch plywood. This is normally 3/8. So I'm not saying I would recommend if I hadn't already bought the 3/4 inch, I didn't want to buy it again. Use the 3/8 and would help. So that's seems to be pretty good. And then I put a bracket. All I did was use the same. This is cheap to buy. This stuff here. 16th inch thick what's that, angle aluminum. If you buy it at like a metal supply place, it's pretty cheap to buy, a lot cheaper than brackets. So yeah, got that lid on there, I think shuts. All right, we're looking good. I pre-drilled everything so it didn't split. That's one of the things you got to watch out for. And then I used self-drillings when I put it in the panel. Actually, I didn't. I pre-drilled everything and just put them in. I couldn't use the self-drilling ones. They're easier, but it is easier to put in, but then you have more problems. It's better if you do it, you know, pre-drill. I just don't always have the patience for it. I just get burnt out with trying to do all that little detail stuff. I get too much. Anyway, that looks pretty neat, huh? All right, see if we can put this Z bed in. Or I mean, not the Z-bed. Not thinking about Z-beds while I'm looking at the table. Alright, I gotta order the hinges for that. So, the way I was looking at this, and I don't know if it's right or not, but this is where I'm gonna go with it. It was pretty much centered on the window, so I'll just use some tape so I can not have to try and look at it at the same time. Puts that, maybe move it over this way just a little bit. Looking at this line right here coming down, and that's about centered right there. So I'll just put some tape on there. Let's see. And then it should screw into where these screws are into there. That should go down about right here, I think. So I guess I'll just get one in. Somebody hold this for me. I gotta go far away. All right. Guess I'll put that one in. Then it's already got it pre-drilled here, so put a screw in there. Got my good old stainless Harbor Freight set. Put this one in. I don't know if these are. So these are the stainless Harbor Freight. A little set you can get, assortment. They work good for a lot of this kind of stuff. So you got nice looking stainless stuff. Well, if somebody would hold this thing in place for me, it sure would be easier. But that ain't happening, is it? Let's see if I guessed right. Yeah. Table length is right. I didn't have to figure all that out. That's why I went with this OC Westy cabinets. They do a great job. You guys, if you order anything from them, you will definitely be pleased. They do really nice work, really nice. In fact, it's probably nicer than it's nicer than I would have been happy with something even a little bit less nice than this. And my other camper aren't even this nice. Might not have been as big as the other screw I got. I just got one more. Find the biggest one I can here. If I got any more of those big ones, I have to go down and get some more. Alright, so that's it for the table. At least it's off the ground. I've still got to make the leg for it. So all I got to do is measure here and measure there. and make sure it's the same distance to the floor. Then I'll figure out to cut the leg. Make that. I'll make it make a little hinge for it so it flips down. Then I think it'll have to be kind of right near the end, won't it? So that when I flip it up, that's all I gotta measure it down, figure the distance, and then check how far over, so that when I flip it up, it'll hit, well, hopefully it hits in here before it hits that wood. If you guys can see, like if the table leg goes past whatever that is, that might be 1.5 inches, whatever that is, 1 3/4, something. If it's past there, then it'll hit here and it won't go all the way down. Then I gotta make a little leather strap for that. So got that to do. All right, a lot of work putting this stuff together. I said, if you want to pay them, they can do it. It just costs quite a bit more money. This was affordable for me. All right, let's see if we got this figured out. I got my tape measure. If you guys didn't notice, I got these lights in here. These are kind of cool. Oh yeah. What happened over here? Oh, light dots. I don't know. It's cool. They're LEDs, so they don't use a lot of energy when you're out camping. So I would see that was designed for 30 inches. Let's try here. Yep. It's going to be level. So 30 inches. Oh boy. Huh. Oh. Well, that's to the floor, huh? So 30 inches. That is not working out mathematically for this, because this thing's 30 inches long. So I need a 28-inch leg. Make the thing bigger. I gotta do some math here, because this table is 30 inches long. Or no. It's 28.5, a little more than that. So I need a 30-inch leg. Guess I should have put it down lower. I don't know. The way that I was looking at other ones, seems like that's where they were. Need the distance between here and the floor. Okay. Well, that's a problem. It's my fault, I guess, but so if I lower this thing down 2 inches, right? So let's say the thing's about right there. I need a 26.5, right around there, table height, 26.5. God, that's just like, table's like way down here. Doesn't feel right. The table's way down here. I always thought 30 inches was standard canter height, right? 30 inches. I don't know, Germans do math different. And then if I bring it down too much, it's going to hit the floor. That's not going to work. Maybe the hinge. Oh, I got an idea. Maybe the table leg goes sideways. I've never seen a 67 from Westy, so I don't know. I'm guessing. That might be what has to happen. Alright, so I was gonna put some of this seat in here. And I think it's in the right place. I'm just gonna roll with it. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do with this is I've got some stainless, or not stainless, this is just aluminum, some rem pieces. I buy pieces of it in bulk, and I'm just going to make some L brackets and screw it into the floor, and I think that's going to do it. That's going to be all I'm going to do. And then there's a gap, if you can see behind me. I don't know if you can see that in the frame, but I'll fill that in when I'm done with another piece. Plus I'm going to make, I was going to make these out of wood, but I thought, you know what, since I've got this aluminum, I'm going to make these. I'm going to make a little bracket that I'm going to put on the bottom of the seat so that you can just snap it into place and then it won't fall off. I don't know, they don't put one of those, a wood piece on the bottom. So I'm just going to use aluminum and make that real quick. So let's do that. Alright, so here's what we ended up with. Got these three brackets, and none of them are exactly the same. It doesn't really matter. It's going to put one right there, one right here, one right there, like that. I don't know if you can see the last one, but that's okay. Get the smallest screws I've got. Avoid splitting the wood, and they don't go all the way through. I wish it went in a little easier than that. Yeah, it'll be all right. We'll just pretend we didn't see that. All right, so that's what we ended up with there. Kind of hold it in place. And so hopefully you guys can see how to do this. That's about right. Right there. Wrap around to the other side. Do the same over here. Where did I put the line? Same place here. Turn this over. Actually, I could just screw it on the other side, couldn't I? Alright, so see how we ended up with here. Got that on there. Ran out of memory somewhere in this, so. And that goes down like that. Locks in. So once I get the upholstery material on it, should be good. The only thing I don't know, and maybe somebody would know, the back, I have a back piece, so I guess that was that stationary all the time in the back. You couldn't remove the back cushion. Yeah, I mean, I can make it. I'll just make some out of 1/4 inch, or 1/8 inch. I got some of that piece I can just put on there, maybe put a couple screws in it and make it so I can just hook it on. I don't know how it went originally, so I'm just trying to get it close. It doesn't need to be the same. So I need the Z-bed brackets, so I'm trying to get those coming, and then I can finish this up. Once I get the brackets on, then I'll know how this is going to line up, and then I can make that piece. For that, I'll shove something in there once I know the distance it is and all that. You know, once I get the brackets, I'll kind of know how it goes, I think. I don't really know how it goes. So it's looking pretty good. Now the only thing we need to do now is the headliner, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in a separate video. So yeah, I just figured I'll do the headliner only in one video, because it's going to take a bit of time to do that. But that's looking pretty good. I was asking Ed about a table for here. I thought there was supposed to be a table here, and I think we discussed it, but maybe not, you know. So either way, I'll have him make one. I think there's supposed to be a table there, because it needs a table for your, doesn't it need a table for the for like if you're using a camp stove or something like that? It seems like it would. Yeah. So anyway, all right, and let your comments bring in, maybe they'll help me. I couldn't, and the other thing is, I checked down, see if they were out of this stuff here. Man, I'll have to buy like a huge long piece of it. I'm just short a few inches, so I gotta find that still. So I'm gonna get some of that, and then maybe somebody give me some ideas on. I think I should just make the table leg go up to the side. I don't know. I think that's the way it has to be. Kind of went up to the side. Maybe if you have a Westie, you know, if yours went up to the side, just comment below and let us know. Got a new handle for over here. This one's loose. This one's kind of does its own thing. So that one needs to go. I got another handle over there. We'll get that on. All right, let me know. Talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.